How's it going, everyone? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So I want to talk about Neo. Actually, it went up a lot because of the quarter earnings. I expected it to go up like 10%. And that just meant that I was gonna go up to around $50, but it really just topped at like 49.76, and now it's in a correction. Like it's actually falling a bit, but that's because people are taking profits. Some weak hands out there. But this is your unaudited fourth quarter and full year 2020 financial results. So as you guys can see how they've actually at least more than doubled their quarterly deliveries from 2019 to 2020 for quarter four, and they definitely more than tripled it for from when you compare quarter three from 2019 to 2020. Same thing, same story for the other quarters, quarter two and one. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen for quarter two, quarter three, quarter four this year, because now we're off to a good start with Nio actually delivering around 7,000 units in the past 2 months for December and January. That's actually big for the company because it means we're starting off the year with that at the very least, 70 to 80,000 deliveries a year if we keep going with the same rate, that what Nio has been doing with 77,000 a month. So 7,000 a month deliveries, it just equals to around, after 12 months, is about 84,000 vehicles being delivered. So that's a lot more than last year. That number is actually a lot more than what they've delivered altogether from 2018 to 2020. So that's just impressive overall, because if they can do that this year, more deliveries this year than what they've done cumulative for the past 3 years, that will send a message to other Tesla holders, Li Auto, and also Xpeng stockholders who would want to diversify, put their money into Nio, for example, if they haven't bought Nio already. But it's very good news. I actually kind of expected this to happen. Like Nio is gonna go up 10%, it's gonna go up to 49 something or 50 even, and then it's gonna it's gonna be a little bit of a correction. It's gonna fall down. But then I feel like we can build some strong support around $47 to $48, and I don't think we'll be seeing 39s or anything in the 30s. We probably won't see that for a while now, unless, like I've been saying in my channel recently, unless some huge market event happens and like the stock market crashes like it did in March 2020. I doubt something to that degree like it will happen, but who knows? I can't predict the future. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You guys already know that, but essentially, Nio Stock falls late on mixed quarter four earnings report because kind of fell short from some top line forecasts according to this article, but it just did better than previous years. So overall, we're still doing good, even though Li Auto has actually reported a profit last week, and then Nio fell right after that. And there's some mixed reviews about the quarterly report that just got released for quarter four. Some people are happy, some people are like but I'm overall excited for the future. Like long term, I'm not looking at this like right now. I'm really seeing in 5 to 10 years from now, can this company survive, and can it actually do this consistently and actually be sustainable? And if it can do that, then that's a lot of value to us holders. So look at Tesla. It actually went up 6% as well. It's actually gone up another 1% in the after hours, so another like $6. So overall, when you include the during the market hours and also after hours, when you combine that, that's around $50 around there. So that's actually really good for Tesla moving up there, because it was literally in the 600s. I actually expected something like that to happen when I was making this video like 2 days ago. Right on the 28th, I was like, yeah, this has to be the bottom. At 675 has to be the bottom for Tesla, and also for Nio at $45. I felt like it bottomed out right there, and that we could actually go for start going back up to what we were in the past. Just recently, we were at the 50s or whatever. We actually ended up going to 60, and a huge correction because just the market, the S&P 500 has been dropping. Dow Jones also, a lot of companies have been falling down, but now we're on a reversal, so moving up. So that's finally happening now. We're recovering from those previous losses. So there were some the vehicle margins actually 17% in the last quarter of 2020. So when you compare that to negative 6% in the fourth quarter of 2019, that's huge. That's amazing. It really is. And then total revenues were 6,641 million RMB, which is the equivalent of like a billion in US dollars. in the fourth quarter of 2020. That represents the increase of 133%. So that's more than double what they did last year. So that same quarter a year ago, gross margin was 17% in the fourth quarter of 2020. And when you compare that to the negative 8.9% from the fourth quarter of 2019, that's huge. That's amazing. So again, I'm just being baffled by these numbers. These numbers are incredible. The fact that we're doing this early in Nio, it only has 3 cars right now. So right now they have the Nio ES6, ES8, and also the EC6. Imagine when they have the ET7 out there and the EE7 and all these other cars that they're planning to mass produce as well. This is nothing compared to that, to when we get to that stage. So yeah, I actually commend you guys if you're still holding on to the stock and you have diamond hands. Like, you gotta have some strong hands if you're holding through all this FUD, fear, and uncertainty and doubt, because it's just a lot of Tesla maximalists and a lot of people just hating on the stock market right now, like predicting that there's going to be a crash here soon and this and that. There's a lot of fear in the market. So during these times is when when there's blood on the streets, is when you should be picking up these stocks for cheap at a discount. That's what I recommend. You want to buy off support levels. You don't want to be buying when you're reaching a resistance level, when you're going up back to 64. It looks like that's when people wake up, to be honest. Is when the stock starts going up, like in the 50s again. That's when people start realizing, like, oh, I should jump back in, because what if it goes up to 60, when you should have been buying at the support levels when it bottomed out. You should, or if you didn't sell at all, if you already had some stock that you didn't sell because you're accumulating, you're holding for the long term, then that was a good opportunity for you to pick up some more stocks at a discounted price, and so you can accumulate more, so you can continue accumulating and becoming richer and richer, even if it's slowly, even if it takes time, but you're going to become rich overall, like long term. This is about being a good value investor. This is not about getting rich overnight, so that's the strategy that you should go for when you're investing into the stock market. Now there's a whole different approach when you're like investing into the crypto. Crypto is like, someone can invest $1,000 right now, and 5 years from now he could become a millionaire, depending on what you invest in. If you're investing early, then yeah, and if you're buying the right coins, the utility coins and stuff like that, are gonna have value 5 years from now, like VeChain, stuff like that, then yeah, you could essentially invest $1,000 or $2,000 at these prices, and 5 to 10 years from now you would be a millionaire. That's really easy with the cryptocurrencies because it's so volatile and there's so much speculation. It's also like right now institutions are trying to get in. So once institutions see the value in utility coins other than Bitcoin and stuff, other than the main two, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're going to see massive FOMO and a lot of people jumping in that you've never seen before. So once you start hearing about your grandma or your aunt asking about cryptocurrencies and how to invest in that, that's when you should start like probably selling, because that's when a lot of dumb money is going to enter into the market. That's probably when a lot of institutions or smart investors are going to start selling. And then if they do sell, because cryptocurrencies are cyclical, this is a cyclical thing. Every 4 years, it usually goes up parabolically. Then you start buying at the bottom. You start buying when it bottoms out, and during bear markets. That's when you're going to become rich. You're going to become wealthy when you buy the fear, and that's really what happens, and what's happened in the past, previous bull runs and stuff like that. But yeah, this is not a cryptocurrency channel whatsoever. I'm talking mostly about stocks here, obviously Nio, but I do like to add some suggestions when it comes to investing in other markets other than the stock market, because a lot of people are also wondering about Bitcoin and whether or not that's a good investment. Well, it just depends. You should have been here like a couple months ago when Bitcoin was at 10 grand, 11 grand. Not right now when it's at 50 grand. Now it's a little too late if you want to make some like serious gains here in the short term. But if you're holding for the long term, like just like I'm holding for the long term with Nio, like I'm looking for not even a 10x, I'm looking for a 50x, 100x, 10 years from now with Nio. That's the same mentality you should have with Bitcoin. So if you're buying right now, don't worry if you're buying at whatever prices, even if it's a little expensive. If you're holding for the long term, you're always going to profit, because if you're invested into the right thing, if you're investing into something that's going to hold value for years to come, then it doesn't matter about these slight pullbacks, 10-20% in the red. It doesn't matter about that, because overall it's going to be up 10x or 100x 5 to 10 years from now. So you gotta have that mentality of of being a value investor, like I always mention. And like, stock, I got that from obviously Warren Buffett, so it's not like, I'm just saying that because that's the advice that I've been hearing from reading those books and stuff. Like, you gotta be a value investor. You gotta focus more on things that have actual utility and stuff, like, that have a great company behind them, pushing that, that product and or whatever, coin, whatever. Like, if you're investing into XRP, or you're investing into the Stellar Lumen XLM, you gotta know the team behind it. Or like Cardano, the founder of Cardano is like really smart. He's really bright for his age because he's 33 years old. So you look at the team or the company behind that digital asset or whatever, and if it makes sense to you, if you are able to understand it and it makes sense, and you see it working in the future, then yeah, you buy into it early. You're gonna get rich if you invest early, not if you invest at the top, or like I said, when you're getting into resistance levels and stuff like that. But that's all I wanted to mention for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you got some value from it, definitely leave a like and comment on it, and also subscribe to my channel. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.